You walk into a grocery store thinking you're in control. You have a list, a budget, maybe some coupons. But the moment you step through those automatic doors, you're entering one of the most psychologically engineered environments on Earth. Every aisle, every color, every smell, every tile on the floor is designed to separate you from your money in ways that should probably be regulated. I'm Mike with List 25, and these are 25 facts about grocery stores that feel illegal to know. 25. The tiles are designed to slow you down. At first glance, those little textured tiles near the entrance of a store seem purely decorative. But there's a sneaky little trick going on. When your shopping cart wheels roll over those small tiles, they make a subtle clicking or rattling sound. Your brain doesn't consciously notice it, but your body does. It's a signal that you're moving faster than usual. And what do humans naturally do when they feel they're speeding up? We slow down. Slower movement isn't just safer, it's money in the store's pocket. The longer you linger, the more likely you are to notice items, pick things up, and eventually throw them in your cart. That flooring design is basically a behavioral hack. 24. Shopping carts have gotten 3 times bigger since 1975. I don't know if you noticed, but the average cart has tripled in size since the 70s, and researchers have discovered why. An empty cart is psychologically triggering something in your brain. Humans have this subconscious urge to fill gaps, to make things complete. So when you see a big open cart in front of you, your mind screams, "Oh my God, I have to fill this!" And guess what happens? You start grabbing more items, tossing things in that you didn't even plan on buying. On average, larger carts lead to about 40% more purchases. It's giving your subconscious a reason to spend more. 23. The bakery is at the front for a reason. That amazing warm bread smell that hits you the second you walk into a grocery store, it's often not real. A lot of stores are actually pumping that scent in through their ventilation systems on purpose, even when the bakery is tucked away somewhere in the back corner. And it's not just for ambiance. That smell is doing serious work on your brain. When you breathe in the scent of baked goods, it triggers hunger hormones. Your stomach might growl and suddenly you're thinking about how long it's been since lunch. Before you know it, your cart's loaded up with way more than what was on your list. Honestly, it's pretty clever. They've weaponized the psychological power of comfort smells. That bakery aroma taps into all these warm, cozy associations with home-baked bread, putting you in a good mood and making you hungry at the same time. And hungry shoppers spend more. Sometimes a lot more. Baked goods are the best smelling items at Bath & Body Works. Fight me. 22. Dairy is in the back to force you through everything. You just need milk. But somehow you've got to hike through what feels like half a mile of aisles to get there. Even that long distance is completely intentional. Grocery stores know these are the items people buy most frequently. They're the basics you run out of and need to grab quickly. So they stick them as far away as physically possible, forcing you to walk past literally thousands of other products just to get your essentials. Every aisle you pass is another chance for something to catch your eye. Oh, those chips are on sale. Wait, do we need pasta? Ooh, actually, those cookies look good. By the time you make it to the dairy section in the back, your quick trip has already turned into a full basket. It's called the milk run strategy, and it works incredibly well. They're basically using your grocery staples as bait to get you wandering through the entire store. 21. Music tempo controls how fast you shop. Here's something you probably never consciously noticed. The music playing in grocery stores is actually switching up the tempo depending on what time of the day it is. During off-peak hours, when the store's quieter, they play slow, relaxed music. It makes you feel calm and unhurried, like you've got all the time in the world to browse. You linger longer in each aisle, you pick up a few extra things, maybe discover something new. Studies show that slow music can increase sales by up to 38%. But during rush hour, when the store is packed, they crank up the tempo. Faster music subconsciously makes you move quicker, grab what you need, and get out. It keeps the aisles flowing and prevents checkout bottlenecks. The wild part is how effective it is without you even realizing it's happening. Your pace literally syncs to the beat without you thinking about it. I have no idea if that's going to be synced with whatever music I pick because I haven't picked the music yet. 20. Expiration dates are mostly meaningless. Those best by and sell by dates on most of your food aren't regulated by the federal government. Manufacturers just make them up. There's no food safety agency stamping those dates on your yogurt or canned beans. The companies themselves decide when their products are supposedly expired, and they tend to be extremely conservative. Most food is perfectly safe to eat well past these dates, sometimes weeks or even months later. But grocery stores know this. They absolutely know your milk is probably fine a few days after the date on the carton, but there's no incentive for them to tell you that, because when you throw out expired food and come back to buy more, that's another sale. It's a waste-driven repurchasing cycle that's incredibly profitable. Americans throw away billions of dollars worth of perfectly good food every year, largely because we've been trained to panic at the sight of a date that's passed. So unless something smells off, looks weird, or is, actually growing stuff, you're probably fine. That date is more about freshness than safety. But nobody's in a hurry to clear that up for you. 19. Eye-level products have paid for that placement. You know how certain brands are always right at eye level while others are down by your ankles? That's paid placement. Brands pay what are called slotting fees to grocery stores to secure prime real estate on shelves. Sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars just to get their products positioned where you'll see them first. Eye level is the most expensive spot because, well, that's where your gaze naturally lands. What looks like a simple product arrangement is actually a carefully constructed paid advertising grid. Here's the kicker. The best deals are usually on the bottom shelf. That's where store brands, generics, and smaller companies that can't afford the slotting fees end up. Same product, sometimes even made in the same factory, but way more cheaper because they're not paying rent for premium shelf space. 18. Children's products are at children's eye level. Still on the topic of eye contact, kids are absolutely part of the strategy too. The most colorful, sugar-packed boxes are placed right at child's eye level. Studies show that when a cartoon character's gaze locks with a child's, it increases brand trust and makes kids way more likely to want that product. So, Tony the Tiger isn't just smiling at everyone. He is specifically positioned to connect with a 4-year-old. Same with the Trix Rabbit, Lucky the Leprechaun, and all the rest. It creates a sense of friendliness that makes kids pester their parents for that specific cereal. It's a deliberate marketing tactic targeting minors who don't yet understand they're being sold to. Kids will walk right past the healthy, boring cereal at adult eye level and zero in on the brightly colored box with a friendly character looking right at them. It's pretty manipulative when you think about it. These companies know exactly what they're doing and where to put it on the shelf to make it happen. 17. The sale price is often the real price. Many products are artificially priced high from the start, then perpetually marked down to what they're actually worth. That mark may say $15, now $9.99 in tag, but the truth is the store never intended to sell it for $15. That inflated original price purely exists so they can slap a sale sticker on it. It's all about triggering that psychological rush you get from thinking, you nabbed a bargain. Your brain sees sale and releases a little dopamine hit, even though you're just paying normal price. Meanwhile, the product next to it without a sale tag might actually be cheaper, but it doesn't feel like a win. Some stores are so shameless about this that their items are on sale 52 weeks a year. The sale never ends because it was never real to begin with. That rush of excitement you're feeling, that's exactly what they're selling you. 16. Produce is first to make you feel virtuous. Stores know exactly what they're doing when you step inside. They lead with the produce section to set the tone for your shopping trip. Placing fresh fruits and vegetables front and center creates an immediate sense of health and well-being, putting you in the mindset of making good choices right from the start. This triggers what psychologists call the health halo effect. Once your cart starts filling up with bright, fresh produce, your brain subconsciously thinks, I'm being responsible. I've earned it. That little mental permission slip makes it far easier to toss in that chocolate bar, bag of chips, or pint of ice cream later on. It's all about guiding your behavior without you even realizing it. By the time you're navigating the aisles, the store has already nudged you into feeling virtuous enough to splurge, boosting your total purchases. 15. Refrigerators are lit to make food look better. What if I tell you that even the lighting in refrigerated sections isn't random? It's specifically calibrated to enhance color saturation, making meat look redder, lettuce look greener, and fruits appear riper than they would under normal light. This isn't just about aesthetics. Our brains are wired to associate bright, vibrant colors with freshness, quality, and flavor. Stores exploit that instinct, making you reach for items you might otherwise skip. Suddenly, everything looks like a must-buy, even if it's no better than the unloved produce tucked away elsewhere. It's a subtle trick, but it works incredibly well. 14. The average grocery trip costs $150 in unplanned purchases. Believe it or not, most of what ends up in your cart wasn't on your list. Studies show that nearly 60% of grocery purchases are completely unplanned. It was just grabbed on a whim, nudged by placement, packaging, or even subtle marketing cues. Think about it. The average American makes about 1.5 trips to the grocery store every week. That's a lot of opportunities for stores to influence your choices. Results? Overspending. On average, Americans spend roughly $5,400 more per year than they intended, just because our brains are wired to respond to the right triggers at the right time. Even if you walked in for just milk and eggs, your cart ends up overflowing, all because the store's psychology played a starring role. 13. Loyalty cards track everything you buy forever. Every time you swipe your loyalty card at the register or scan it through an app, the store is quietly logging what you buy, how often you buy it, and even which brands catch your eye. That data builds a permanent purchasing profile that doesn't just stay on their servers. It's used to predict your future habits, influence what deals and products you see, and even sell insights to advertisers looking to target you more effectively. The reach of that data goes far beyond marketing. Some insurance companies can access aggregated purchasing profiles, using your shopping patterns like dietary choices or lifestyle indicators to tweak premiums and risk assessment. 12. Misting produce doesn't keep it fresh. Those periodic bursts of water you think keep the produce fresh actually shorten shelf life and add water weight that you end up paying for by the pound. Produce would legitimately last longer if it stayed dry. The misting doesn't preserve freshness. It does the exact opposite by hurting it. So why do stores do it? It's because wet vegetables look fresher and more appealing. Those glistening droplets on the lettuce and peppers make them seem like they were just picked from a dewy garden, even if they've been sitting there for days. It's pure aesthetics. You're literally paying extra for water that's making your food go bad faster, all because it looks prettier under the store lights. 11. Checkout candy exists because your willpower is depleted. By the time you make it to checkout, you've already made hundreds of tiny decisions throughout the store. Your brain is probably exhausted at this point. And that's exactly when they hit you with the candy bars, magazines, gum, energy drinks, and random snacks lining the checkout lane. It's a calculated strike on your mentally vulnerable state. It's called decision fatigue. After navigating thousands of choices through the aisles, your willpower is tapped out. You've been saying no to impulse purchases for the last 30 minutes, and your mental resistance is shot. So when you're standing there waiting in line, tired and depleted, that Snickers bar stops being something you can rationally decline and starts being something you just grab. They've literally saved the easiest sales pitch for when you're least equipped to resist it. It's targeting at your weakest moment, and it works ridiculously well. 10. Store layouts are redesigned to disorient you. When stores redesign their layout, they're deliberately forcing you to search. Instead of breezing through on autopilot, grabbing your usual items, you're now wandering around confused, peeking down every aisle, trying to find where the hell they move the cereal. And every extra minute you spend searching is another minute you're exposed to products you didn't come in for. Studies show that store redesigns increase spending by 8 to 12% immediately after the changes. That is huge. All because you're lost and frustrated, stumbling past thousands of items you wouldn't have seen if you just walked your normal route. They've essentially reset your mental map of the store, breaking your efficient shopping patterns and forcing you back into browsing mode. Now you're looking at shelves you normally ignore, noticing products you never knew existed. 9. Fresh baked often means reheated frozen. Unless the store has an actual scratch bakery, that freshly baked bread you wanted is probably not what you think. Most grocery store bakeries use par-baked frozen goods, basically items that were partially baked at a factory, frozen, and then shipped to the store. All they do is finish them in the ovens. The warm smell is real, but the baking is essentially commercial reheating. It's the same product you could buy in the freezer aisle and heat up at home, except you're paying a premium because it comes from the bakery section and smells amazing when you walk by. The whole operation is designed to give you the sensory experience of fresh baked goods, the warmth, the aroma, the golden crust, without actually baking anything from scratch. It works because our brains equate that smell with homemade quality, even when it's just a factory product getting its final tan under some heat lamps. 8. Organic labels don't mean pesticide-free. Organic doesn't mean pesticide-free. Let that sink in. Organic produce can still be grown with approved organic pesticides, and some of those have their own environmental impacts. The organic label has specific USDA criteria about what chemicals and methods are allowed, but it's not the pure chemical-free promise most people think they're paying extra for. The difference is that organic pesticides come from natural sources rather than synthetic ones. But natural doesn't automatically mean harmless or better for the environment. Some organic pesticides require larger quantities to be effective, and some can still be toxic to insects, soil, organisms, or waterways. Don't get me wrong, organic farming does have benefits, like avoiding certain synthetic chemicals and generally promoting better soil health. But the marketing has convinced people they're buying something completely untouched by pesticides, and that's just not true. The organic sticker is doing a lot of heavy lifting in your imagination that the actual farming practices might not live up to. 7. Natural means literally nothing. Now, let's talk about another similar concept. That natural label on your food means absolutely nothing. Unlike organic, which has actual USDA standards, the word natural has no FDA definition for most food products. Companies can slap it on basically anything with zero oversight. It's a completely unregulated marketing term designed to evoke health benefits that don't exist. Your natural chips could be packed with artificial flavors, preservatives, and ingredients you can't pronounce. There's no one checking, no standards to meet, no criteria to fulfill. If a company wants to call their product natural, they just do. And it works incredibly well because we see natural and our brains fill in the blanks with healthy, pure, wholesome, better for you. We're willing to pay more for it, trust it more, and feel better about buying it. All for a word that carries zero legal weight. It's one of the food industry's most brilliant tricks. A term that sounds regulated and meaningful, but is actually just empty marketing speak. 6. Generic brands are often made by name brands. Many store brand products are literally identical to name brands. Same recipe, same ingredients, same quality control. The only difference is the label they slap on at the end and the price they charge you. And you're often paying 40% more for that name brand packaging. It happens all the time. The same facility that makes your beloved Kellogg's cornflakes might also be churning out the generic version for a fraction of the price. Sometimes they'll even run the name brand in the morning and the store brand in the afternoon using the exact same process. The name brands have spent millions on advertising to build trust and loyalty, so you feel like you're getting something better. But in many cases, you're just paying for the marketing budget and the logo. Obviously, not every store brand is identical to its name brand counterpart, but way more are than you think. 5. Rotisserie chickens are loss leaders designed to trap you. Grocery stores sell rotisserie chickens at a loss as what's called a loss leader. They're not making profit on that bird. They're using it as bait, and it works beautifully. First, they place the rotisserie chickens way in the back of the store, forcing you to walk past aisles of high-margin items just to grab one. The smell hits you from halfway across the store, drawing you in. And because it seems like such an incredible deal, you feel like you're winning. But the average customer who comes in just for a rotisserie chicken leaves spending $25 or more. You came in for the chicken, but you also grabbed some pasta, maybe a salad kit to go with it. Oh, and those rolls look good. Oh, you know what? Might as well get dessert. The store loses $2 on the chicken and makes $20 on everything else you didn't plan to buy. They've turned a staple dinner item into a profitable trap, and most people never realize they're falling for it. 4. Stores know you're pregnant before you do. Grocery stores track your purchases so closely that they can figure out you're pregnant before you tell anyone. And yeah, that's as creepy as it sounds. Target famously sent pregnancy-related coupons to a teen based solely on changes in her shopping patterns. Things like unscented lotion, certain vitamins, and cotton balls. Her father was furious and marched into the store demanding to know why they were sending his daughter baby ads. Turned out, Target's algorithms were right. She was pregnant, and the data knew before her family did. The store wasn't spying on her medical records or anything illegal, they just analyzed what she bought and when. Their system had identified patterns, and it shows how pregnant women tend to buy specific combinations of products at certain times. Once you fit the profile, boom, targeted ads and coupons start rolling in. And it's not just Target. Most major retailers use similar data analysis to predict everything, from your health conditions to your income level to major life changes. The even scarier part is that it's incredibly accurate. These algorithms can spot patterns you don't even realize you're creating. Your shopping habits are telling them things you haven't told anyone, and they're using that information to sell you more stuff. 3. Bulk pricing often costs more per unit. Sometimes bulk pricing is actually just ripping you off. Stores will put up signs screaming about bulk savings, but if you actually check the unit pricing, you'll find individual items are sometimes cheaper. That 2 for $5 deal might have single items priced at $2.40 each. So you're spending an extra 20 cents and buying more than you need just because the sign made it feel like a bargain. They're banking on you not doing the math. Most people see bulk deal and assume they're saving money without, actually checking. Your brain just registers special offer and moves on. This is why those little unit price tags on the shelf edge are your best friend. They show you the actual cost per ounce or per item, cutting through all the marketing BS. But stores know most shoppers ignore them or don't even know they exist. You might find the deal is just clever packaging designed to make you buy more at a higher cost. Your cart might be fuller, but your wallet definitely isn't. 2. Grocery stores throw away 43 billion pounds of food annually. American grocery stores throw away approximately 43 billion pounds of food every year. Meanwhile, 38 million Americans are facing food insecurity. A huge chunk of this waste comes down to cosmetic standards. Produce gets rejected for being the wrong shape, having a minor blemish, or being slightly off color, even though it's perfectly edible. Grocery stores have insanely strict appearance requirements because they think customers won't buy ugly produce. And honestly, they're partly right, because we've been trained to expect perfect-looking fruits and vegetables. So anything that doesn't look Instagram ready gets passed over. But here's the thing. That imperfect produce tastes exactly the same. It has the same nutritional value. It's just as safe to eat. We're literally throwing away billions of pounds of good food because it doesn't look pretty enough, while millions of people in the same country do not have enough to eat. It's one of the most absurd and heartbreaking contradictions in our food system. We've prioritized aesthetics over actually feeding people. 1. Your entire shopping path is tracked. Modern stores use Wi-Fi signals, Bluetooth beacons, and heat mapping cameras to monitor your exact path through the aisles. They know where you pause, what you pick up and put back, how long you stayed in front of the cereal, and whether you turned left or right when you walked in. They can compare your behavior to the last visit and spot the differences. Stores use this data to optimize everything. If enough people stop and stare at a display but don't buy, they'll move it. If you always skip an aisle, they'll figure out why. They're analyzing foot traffic patterns like it's a science. because for them, it is. Some stores even combine this with your loyalty card data to connect your physical movements to your actual purchases. They're building a complete picture of not just what you buy, but how you shop, when you hesitate, and where their tactics work on you. It's like being followed by an invisible marketing team taking notes on your every decision. And unlike online tracking, you can't just clear your cookies and opt out. Next time you grab a cart, remember, that store was designed by psychologists, data scientists, and behavioral economists, all working to make you spend more. If this made you look at grocery shopping differently, hit subscribe and that notification bell for more content that reveals what you weren't supposed to know. As always, like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell, all the fun stuff, and I will catch you next time. Have fun shopping. Seriously, use the price buy. It's great tool. My mom taught me that when I was a kid.